Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power. What's going on? It's Javan Johnson here. You're watching episode number 27 of About 10 Minutes, and I got one of my old school toys. What it is this is actually a toy that connected two things that I really enjoyed growing up, and it's basketball and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Basically what it is, it's like water pressure, as you can see. You press it, and it's like basketball scores. So each time they score, you can move a point. So you can go two players. Cool, and you can see this is old school right here. This is old school, no batteries. And you can see the water ain't even all the way filled up. This is like old school water. This is like 90s water, I want to say. Now, as you can see, it's more filled up to the top, so you see the ball goes in like so. So it's like one of the things you can kind of duke it out with people, So boom, goes in like so. So yeah. So, I was very happy to reconnect with this thing. I was very happy to reconnect with it. It's one of those cool toys that it's just like literally I could be playing with this like as a grown adult. I could like literally just sit around and play with this thing. It's a really fun toy. Ninja Turtles is cool. Like the Ninja Turtles have they've undergone some changes. They actually brought back another show. It's different. The characters look a little bit different. I don't know where they're gonna go with the Ninja Turtles franchise, but I will say that the ones that they had when I was younger, those cartoons, I thoroughly enjoyed those cartoons. So on today's episode, I want to talk about humility. Being humble is so important. In our walk with God, it's important to acknowledge, that God is the one who's doing things for us. That God is the one who gave us the opportunity to even be alive. He's the one who created us. He's the one who gives us opportunities. And so it's very important that we always keep that mindset and to remember that, God is the one who's doing this for me, and I need to be seeking God and making sure that I'm obeying Him and following His will for my life. No matter how much blessings we get, no matter what God blesses us with, what God allows us to achieve, we need to make sure that we have that mindset of like, okay, like, this is God that's doing this for me. Humble is being who God has called you to be and giving Him the credit for it. That's the big, in a nutshell, it's that I'm being who God has called me to be and I'm giving Him the credit for it. If God has blessed you with the talent to sing or something, it's okay to say thank you when somebody says that you did a good job. It's okay to say thank you, but it's just important that you don't go to another level and just start thinking like this is all about me. This is all about me. Because the thing, and I think, as human beings, we really gotta remind ourselves of this, because sometimes we can get so caught up in what's going on in the world. But we all are gonna face God one day. We all have to give an account one day. We all are going to have to face God and give an account for the way we lived our lives. And sometimes it seems like people just are totally throwing that out the window, like they're acting like they're living as though they're never going to have to give an account to God. It's just like, we all got to give an account. You can fool other people. You can fool me. You can fool other people. But you're going to stand before God. I'm going to stand before God. Every knee shall bow. Every tongue will confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. I think that's very important, that we take that type of mindset. And we be teachable people and be people who can learn things. You're never too old to learn. You're never too advanced to learn. We all can learn things from each other. There's things that people who are younger than me, I can learn people who are older than me and younger than me. It's like we should never have that hang up where it's like, well, I don't want to learn from them because I've been around for longer than them and they can't tell me anything. No. And so, like, humility is crucial. Being meek is crucial. And another thing, being humble does not equate to weakness. Being humble is not being weak. That's another thing. It's not like you just walk around being humble and you just walk around and say, I'm not really that good at this, or I'm not really that good at that, or, I don't really have a lot of talent, but, that's not, going around doing that, that's not being humble. It's not about what I want to do, it's about what God wants me to do, and sometimes, when you being humble, it's important to acknowledge that, okay, God, I'm going to trust you even though I don't understand what's happening. I'm not going to sit here and try to come to God, and talk to Him like God, what about this and what about that? God is the creator, I'm the creature, so I need to follow Him. And that's another thing. Sometimes we can get caught up into what we want to do. That can be a big one. It's like, well, I really saw my life going this way. You can have a plan for your life, and you can be thinking, well, by this time in my life, I want to do X, Y, and Z. And if those certain things haven't happened yet, people can start to get a little apprehensive, start to wonder, okay, well, what's going on, God? What's the next step for me? What am I going to do? And so it's important, that we trust God through those times, So, like, just having that mindset of like, okay, I'm going to remain in faith. I'm going to be humble. I'm not going to start to think that, I'm smarter than God. I'm not going to start to think that I got everything figured out. As you get to a point, you start to learn things, and you can, like, take it and apply it into your life. And so I think it's very important that we are teachable, and that we continue to strive to learn more, and to never get to that point where we feel like, okay, well, I've arrived, or I just I know enough, so I don't need everybody telling me this or that because I got it all together. Like you don't ever want to be at that point. Always be teachable, always be learning. And another thing, part of being humble, it's important to be able to acknowledge mistakes. Because sometimes when you make a mistake, it can be hard to go back and be like, oh, I made a mistake. I was wrong in this area. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. It can be hard to do that, but we need to be able to do that as Christians. We need to exemplify those characteristics of humility. And being humble is a very important part of the Christian walk. So I wanted to, to touch on that. And now I want to go to some footage. This footage is actually from September. Some footage when I linked up actually with some of my friends, and we were talking. And this footage has kind of just sitting. Hadn't made its way onto a show yet. So I want to go ahead and put it on there. It's actually my friends Phil and Yavase. Man, we had to go through and edit the volume, dude. Yeah, no. Y'all may have realized this is the same guy who was up in the Listen Close video. And he was going to work on people putting in that work. Well, that's what's up.
Some quick combinations.
Yeah.
The lightning fast ones that you couldn't really see, that was me.
Right. Yeah. What it is, and then we got Mr. Tyrell, aka Yavase. And
eBay, aka Beast. Beast Mode.
Yeah, man. So the funny thing about this guy right here,
aka
ooh, yeah, right. The guy who can sing but never sings.
Right.
It's like this dude is like a legendary singer who we never hear sing, but everybody just feels like he can sing. So yeah, but the funny thing about depending on how you know him, if you know him from Grambling, he was Tyrell. But when he went to college, he started going by Yavase. So. But the funny thing about him is literally, we went to high school together, and the whole time in high school when I seen him, we never really said anything except for what's up. We did in the hallway. That's all we did. We never knew each other. Then it's we seen each other. I remember he was walking down the hallway in the dorms, and I was in somebody else's room, and I recognized him. Hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? It was all cool. It was that was the most we ever spoke to each other. Because in high school we just used to say what's up.
It was we actually knew each other already.
Yeah. It's just cool to come back and just reminisce and just look at things, man. Because people on their grown man now. And so this is Dr. Phil, man. He's not just feeling what he's Dr. Phil, you know what I'm saying? But he allows us to still call him by his first name. Cool. So we happy about that, so yeah, man. So what's it like working in that field though?
It's good, man. It's good. I mean, the motivation is not money. The motivation is to treat patients successfully, help patients, and give them a different kind of atmosphere and rehabilitation process. Remember when your boy was trying to hype me up though?
Yeah, Willie.
Really?
Yeah, I remember that.
Willie had me thinking I could have a career. Willie had me thinking man, maybe I don't need college. Give me a record deal.
Don't be afraid of anything you're facing. Overcome the opposition. Carry out the task that God has given you while on this mission. Live out what the scripture says. Spend time with Jesus every day. Come to him with faith and pray. Believe that he will make a way. Some people may not understand the call that's on your life. They may not understand the passion that you have for Jesus Christ. But keep moving forward, evangelizing, disciple. Walking godly character, obedience.